As the 2024 election draws near, polling data is becoming increasingly revealing, especially in key swing states. Using the latest information, I'll map out my prediction for who could win the presidency come November. Let's begin by locking in Donald Trump's safe states. Trump's strongholds include Montana, Idaho, Utah, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska at large, and its first and third districts, Missouri, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Indiana, and Alaska. These states provide Trump with a solid foundation of 98 electoral votes. But before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. Now, moving to Kamala Harris's secure states, she can count on California, Connecticut, Illinois, Hawaii, Maryland, Massachusetts, Vermont, Washington, D.C., Delaware, Maine's first district, Maine at large, and New York. With these states in her corner, Harris begins with 145 electoral votes, giving her an initial advantage over Trump. Next, let's focus on the likely states, those projected to lean toward either candidate by a margin of 7 to 15 percentage points. While not guaranteed, these states are expected to stay with their respective parties in November. Starting with Trump's likely states, Ohio stands out, historically a swing state. Ohio has shifted more firmly Republican in recent years. A Morning Consult poll of 1558 likely voters shows Trump with an 8-point lead over Harris, a slight dip from earlier polls where he held a 10-point advantage. Nonetheless, Ohio's voting trend is clear, with Trump having won the state by 8.1 points in both 2016 and 2020, largely driven by strong support from rural and working class voters. South Carolina also falls into Trump's likely category. A recent Emerson College poll shows Trump ahead by 14 points, mirroring his victories in 2016, 14.3 points, and 2020, 11.7 points. South Carolina remains a Republican stronghold with consistent backing from conservative rural areas and evangelical voters. Arkansas is another likely state for Trump. A poll conducted by Hendrick College of 696 likely voters shows Trump leading Harris by 15 points. Arkansas has supported the Republican candidate for the past 6 elections and looks set to continue the trend. Texas remains in the likely category for Trump. A new Morning Consult poll of 2940 likely voters shows Trump leading Harris by 8 points. While Texas has traditionally been a Republican stronghold, the state has become more competitive due to urban growth in cities like Houston, Dallas, and Austin. Despite this, Trump's lead suggests the state will remain Republican. Mississippi is another likely state for Trump. Though polling shows a tighter margin than in previous elections, Trump leads Harris by 9 points, down from his 16.5-point victory in 2020. Despite this shift, Mississippi is still expected to stay in Trump's column. On the Democratic side, Washington is firmly in Harris's corner. A poll from the Northwest Progressive Institute shows her leading Trump by 14 points. Washington has been a reliable blue state since 2008, especially in its urban areas like Seattle, which have shifted further left due to progressive policies around climate change and technology. Finally, New Hampshire shifted from a leaning to a more secure state for Harris, further strengthening her electoral prospects.